Hello everyone, welcome to the Passports and Visas channel. My name is Philip and I'm here today to help you through the process of applying for a passport renewal and more specifically applying by completing the DS82 form. The topic of this video is how to complete the form, the different options that you have, and then how to go and smoothly through the process and use the State Department's website to go ahead and complete the form so that you can go ahead and get on your way to getting your renewed passport. Let's go ahead and get started and I'll guide you through the process. Okay, so to go ahead and complete the DS82 passport renewal application, what you'll need to do is go ahead and go on over to the travel.state.gov website, which is right here, travel.state.gov. You'll click on U.S. Passports here, and then scroll on down here. We are looking to renew your passport, so click on this. There's a page here which is talking about renewing a passport. In this scenario, it sort of covers the topics regarding who's eligible to renew a passport. So first of all, you have to be an adult. So the passport has to have been issued within 16 years. You have to have the passport in your possession. It can't be damaged. And it has to have been issued relatively recently. So they determine that as within the past 15 years. So if you meet all those criteria, then you can go ahead and get started on filling out your form DS82. So if you click down here, you have basically two options. So the first is you can click on this and print out a PDF and hand fill out the application. You'll have another option of going ahead and completing everything online, and then it prints out the PDF at the end with everything filled in. We highly recommend that you choose this option as it verifies the information you're including and ensures that the application that you have is completed correctly and ready to go so that you don't have any delays. So if you click on this form filler, you'll go to this page here and click this checkbox, click submit. And then at this point, you're going and filling out the application here. You choose this first column right here, click submit. And then at this point, you're now in the application itself where you're filling in the form. So I'll go ahead and complete this with some dummy data. Again, as a reminder, what we're doing here is completing this application as if we are an applicant. It's an adult looking to renew our passport. So I'll go ahead and complete some information here. Test, date of birth. We were born in January of 1990. City of birth, let's say that we are from Miami. And state, enter in your social security number. And then you're down here entering in information on your height, etc. It doesn't ask for weight, thank goodness. So then we're picking our hair color, eye color, occupation. Notice on here, everything that is in red is required. Everything that is not has a red star is not required. So in this case, we need to complete our occupation, but not necessarily who our employer is. If you choose to want to include some of this additional information, some of it's quite useful. Some of it, again, it's optional. So go ahead and click next. At this point, it's asking you for your contact information, where you would like to have the passport mailed to. So I'll go ahead and fill in some information here. Just filling in the address where we would like to have the passport mailed to. There's an important thing here. It says, is this your permanent address? So it asks you by default, where would you like to have the passport mailed to? But then if this is not your mailing address, say for instance, you're sending it to a P.O. box, or perhaps you're sending it to your office or whatever, you have the option here to say, no, it's not my permanent address, and then you can fill in your permanent address. For the purposes of this video, we'll go ahead and say, yes, it's our permanent address. Now it's asking for its method of communication. So if there's any issues with the passport application, typically the passport agency reaches out to you either by mail or email. So you can go ahead and choose one of these, or you can choose both. Then you would fill in your email address. Again, these have red stars, so your email address is a required item on the form. Phone number is not. So, but I would highly suggest that you go ahead and fill in a phone number here. And The next step is filling in travel plans. If you have an imminent trip coming up, I would highly suggest that you fill in the information here to notify the passport agency that you're looking to expedite, and here's your travel. Again, emergency contact if you're traveling internationally and the State Department needs to notify someone as an emergency contact, this is the place to provide that information. It's optional though, so I'm going to skip it for this purpose of this video. So for the next step, it's asking for information regarding your most recent passport. If you choose none here, that indicates that you've never had a passport before, and this will guide you down the process of applying for a new passport. That's your first passport. For the purpose of this video, we are choosing that we have had a passport book that is eligible to be renewed. If you also have had a passport card, you can also provide that information. If you have both, then you need to provide the information for both. So that's kind of how this screen works. So in this case, we're going to assume that we have a passport book that's eligible to be renewed. And yes, it's in our possession. If you answer yes, it was damaged, no, I don't have it, no, it's been stolen or lost, then it's going to guide you down the process of applying for a brand new passport and not renew it because these are not eligible. So if you indeed have a passport that's eligible to be renewed, just simply click yes. Then you'll provide information on that passport that's eligible to be renewed. Let's say that it was issued in 2010 and we have our information on here, and we're going to go ahead and fill this in. It's important to note that this information needs to match up. These 4 items here need to match up with the passport that you have. Make sure to double check the book number. Make sure it has the information on here regarding your first, middle, and last name, and any suffixes or prefixes. So just double check that. Next thing is to click the next button. And then it's going to ask you some more information regarding the passport. Has your name changed? No, it has not changed. And has the data changed? So what these mean are, if you've been married, divorced, or legally changed your name, you would choose yes. And then when you're renewing your passport, you would provide the documentation to support that information. If your data has changed, then you would choose yes. And same scenario, you'd provide the documentation to prove that your data has changed. Data meaning typically like gender as an example. So anyway, so for the purpose of this video, we're going to go ahead and say that we haven't changed our name and our data hasn't changed. So let's click on to the next step. Now it's going to ask you about aliases. If you have any aliases, you would include that here. The next page here is to review the application. I would definitely double check everything that's on here to make sure everything's correct. And then you would click next. The next page here is the next to last page where it's basically providing the passport fees for you. So a passport book costs $110. If you choose to get a 52-page book versus a 28-page book because you travel a lot, you can choose this. If you would also like to apply for a passport card, you can choose this. Or actually, if you want both, you can choose this here for $140. Then your processing speed, routine processing versus expedited service, which takes a couple of weeks off of the time frame. You can choose expedited processing. And then the delivery speeds here, this is choosing between USPS Priority Mail and USPS Express Mail. So at this point, if you're applying to expedite a passport renewal, your total fee would be $170 as a check or money order written out to the U.S. Department of State. So this page, it's not collecting your payment information, it's just providing the information to you as to trying to calculate what your fees are so that you expect this. So once you click this, the next step is to review the application itself, just to print the application. So what you'll do here is go ahead and click on this and then go ahead and create the form. And at this point, your DS82 is created. So at this point, you're ready to go. You have your DS82 good to go. If you're applying for routine processing and just want to go ahead and send it into the box that's provided on the application, your passport will come back in the routine processing time frame. Ensure that you have signed the application, signed and dated. It's about 2/3 of the way down the first page. If you're choosing to use an expediting service like ours, we're a private passport expediting service that we can expedite your passport in a expedited, quick manner and also review your application for you. If this video has been helpful, certainly would appreciate if you like the application or like the video here on YouTube. If you'd like to subscribe, click the subscribe button. But we're here to help. Check out our other videos, and we'll be here to help you with whatever your needs might be regarding passports and travel visas. Again, thank you for this information. Hopefully it's been helpful. We appreciate your time.